Нет! Нет! Умоляю! Пожалуйста!
Welcome to the Righteous News Channel. The Russian-Ukrainian war has reached a critical threshold. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said he expects Russia to intensify its attacks this week. The attacks, which have been going on for 117 days, angered Russia with the news from the European Union. The European Union is expected this week to announce its decision on Ukraine's candidacy status. The European Union Commission has given its opinion on granting the status of candidate country to Ukraine. The opinion of the European Union Commission will be presented to the European Union Council, which is formed by the member states, at the European Union Leaders Summit to be held on the 23rd to the 24th of June. In a statement made by the Ukrainian General Staff, more than 33,000 Russian soldiers have lost their lives since February 24. In addition, 216 aircraft, 181 helicopters, close to 1,500 tanks, 3,888 armored vehicles, 749 cannons, 130 missiles, 238 rocket launch systems and 100 air defense systems, 2,527 vehicles, 15 ships and light speedboats belonging to Russia, announced that 601 unmanned aerial vehicles were destroyed. According to the statement made by the Ukrainian General Staff, the attacks of Russian troops intensified, and these attacks took place in the cities of Severodonetsk and Bakhmut in eastern Ukraine. As a result of the attacks, many areas were damaged and many buildings became unusable. In addition, shelling continues in and around the city of Kharkiv. Ukraine did not remain unresponsive to the attacks. Currently, 6 cruise missiles have hit critical infrastructures of Ukraine. The transportation, communication and food needs of the Ukrainian troops in the region were affected. The situation in the region is very critical. NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg said that increasing the weapons support to Ukraine could strengthen the chances of the Donbass region to be liberated, while Russia intensifies its attacks on the east of the country these days when Ukraine receives support from the European Union for its membership candidacy. Stoltenberg said that the war will continue for many years and that all European countries should be ready for it, and that this war should not be evaluated only as military results, but should be evaluated in terms of rising energy and food prices. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, who made a surprise visit to Ukraine in the past days, also said that it is necessary to be ready for a long-term war. Johnson said Ukraine needed to get weapons, equipment, ammunition and military training support much faster than Russia. On the other hand, increasing support for Ukraine came from German Chancellor Olaf Scholz. Scholz pledged his support to Ukraine at the G7 summit, which Germany will host next week. Scholz stated that Russia's plans did not work. He also said that Scholz was thinking about how Putin would recover from the land grab. Scholz also reminded that they discussed the issue of sending ammunition and heavy weapons to the President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky in their contact with their French, Italian and Romanian colleagues in Kyiv, and that the 4 leaders will announce Ukraine's candidacy for EU membership at the European Council summit to be held in Brussels next week, stressed that they would support. The results of a survey conducted in Europe were surprising. Europe is split in two. He highlighted the polarization between the participants' 2 views. The war should end as soon as possible by accepting the loss of territory, and punishment of Russia even if it takes a long time. In the research, it was understood that 35% of the European people were worried about the tensions of economic sanctions and nuclear war and were against a long-term war unless there was a very important change. It also means Ukraine's acknowledgement of the loss of territory. On the other hand, 22% of the participants stated that no matter how long the war lasts, Russian aggression should be resisted and that peace can be achieved when justice is served. 20% said they were undecided, while 23% stated that they had different opinions. In terms of countries, most of the Italians, Germans and French people preferred an early peace, while most Poles were in favor of justice. One news that would drive Putin crazy was the weapons given to Ukraine by the United States. By the US so far to Ukraine. more than 100 tactical vehicles and multi-barrel rocket launcher weapon systems and ammunition were dispatched to mobilize 135 howitzers, 265,000 howitzer ammunition, and 155 mm howitzers. More than 200 armored vehicles will be shipped to Ukraine by the U.S. In addition, other NATO member countries have also shipped armored vehicles to Ukraine. In addition, the U.S. sent 20 rescue vehicles to Ukraine. About 20 utility helicopters will be shipped to Ukraine by the U.S. Most of these helicopters were planned to be sent to Afghanistan in the pre-Taliban era. On the other hand, the U.S. also dispatched 25 weapon detection radars, which are the eyes and ears of the Ukrainian artillery units. These radars play an active role in locating Russian artillery units and in early warning missions. In addition, 4 mortar detection radars were sent to Ukraine by the Pentagon. Again, the U.S. shipped 6 Sentinel air defense radars to Ukraine from the west to Ukraine. A large number of shipments of anti-tank weapons were sent. Only the United States, on the other hand, shipped 6,500 anti-tank guided missiles to Ukraine. In addition, more than 1,000 shoulder-launched air defense missiles and more than 20,000 anti-tank ammunition were shipped to Ukraine. The Pentagon transferred more than 7,000 various small arms and 50 million shells to Ukraine. More than 1 million grenades, mortars and artillery shells were also shipped by the United States. On the other hand, the United States announced that it will stop the unmanned aerial vehicle to Ukraine. The White House administration was planning to sell Ukraine a drone that could be equipped with Hellfire missiles for use against Russia. It has been reported that this sale has been cancelled in recent developments. In the statement made after the cancelled sale, it was stated that there was a concern that it could fall into the hands of Russia in a possible case. Pentagon spokesperson Sue Goff said, "Objection to the export of the UAVs came to the fore out of concern that radar and surveillance equipment could pose a security risk to the United States if it falls into the hands of Russia. Technology security reviews are standard practice for transferring U.S. defense material to all international partners. All cases are being examined individually according to their own characteristics," he said. "It is a matter of curiosity whether Ukraine will lose its superiority so far after the cancellation of the sale. It had given very effective counters to Russia with the unmanned aerial vehicles it had bought from Turkey before. Although the United States has given up its support for unmanned aerial vehicles, other aids are quite a lot, and it is known that Ukraine has a great say in its current days. We'll see what happens in the coming days. We have come to the end of another video. You can support us by liking the video. You can easily follow new videos by subscribing. I wish you all a war-free day. See you.